Good afternoon. I'm going to go over Thursday and Friday's trades and why I took so many puts on Thursday. Well, I have a little strategy I've been using for a long time, and it is that if the market is green for the week, Monday through Thursday, there's a high probability that Friday will be red, and it works vice versa. If the week is red Monday through Thursday, and there's a good possibility that Friday is going to be green. And the reason for that is that it works if it's like a sharp increase or a sharp drop. But if it's choppy, it doesn't really work because it just doesn't seem to work as well. But when there's a sharp direction for the week, it works the best. And the reason that it works that way is that everyone's loaded for the calls. I mean, if like this week it was green, everyone's loaded with calls. So everyone bought calls all week. And so what happens is market makers, they want you to lose money. They want your money. They want to steal your money. And the best way to do that is to make your calls worthless. And that's what they do. That's why every time you see a nice big green week, that Friday is a big dump fest and everyone's scratching their head like, why? Well, that's why. And the fact that this past Friday was also a monthly expiration also made the probability of Friday being red even greater. So the reason that's even more important is because monthly options have more volume, more open interest. That means there's more people in calls, and that's more that market makers want to take. So that's why it worked out that way, and that's how I played it. So, but Netflix is the first thing I got up, and Netflix I played was not because of the week, but because of the earnings. I mean, yeah, the earnings was what I think a beat. I don't know. I don't pay attention to it, but I know that the growth was an issue, and that the growth, and they had a lot of mixed upgrades and downgrades, and I saw those two things. I wanted to short immediately at open, but I couldn't get the short right at open because the spread was nasty, so much volatility. I had to wait like literally like 20 minutes before I could get a fairly decent range, or spread I should say, between the ask and the bid that was acceptable. So I ended up getting it at 9.49 on Thursday at 76 cents to 282.50 puts, which is right about, what time was it? 9.49 was right here. I got it right here. You can see I waited 20 minutes. It was just so much volatility, and the spreads were just nasty. I mean, they were like $1 wide. It was just insane. I couldn't. I wasn't gonna alert it. I was gonna wait till the dust settles, and we ended up getting it like right in here. So, and it dumped big, then it popped back up the VWAP, but there's a high probability, like I said, that Friday was going to be a dump fest, and that is exactly what happened with Netflix. I mean, it went down, then Friday was just a dump fest. I mean, the whole market dumped for the most part. So that's how I played Netflix. Netflix was an earnings reaction play, and that's how I played it. And the next one was NVDA, and I did NVDA the same way. A lot of my Thursdays was because of the dump fest. So we got NVIDIA at 10.29 on Thursday, which is, let me just highlight Thursday and Friday, 10.39, which is right here, right in this little chop, right there, right in here, this bear flag, 10.39. Oh no, I got it right into the bear flag. Then it went sideways, then it dropped down. But yeah, this was the same idea that I was anticipating, that Friday was going to be a big drop, and of course my thesis was right, and it dropped big. And let's see, where would we get it? It was 78 cents, 192 at 10.29. So that was right here somewhere, right in here. We got in here, but look at that though. It just went crazy. It went to $5 on NVIDIA. So that was, I know I had like four puts going, and I hate having a lot of options going in the same direction, because if I'm wrong, it's going to be kind of bad. But I knew, like I said, the week was green. The SPY was up. The SPY was chopping around 300. It was having a hard time getting over it. And I just had a high probability. I knew there was a high probability that Friday was going to be a deep red, and it paid off big. And BABA was the other one I went after too. Is started to drop on Thursday. I got BABA at 1041, which is right here, right at this bear flag. Well, yeah, I guess bear flag. Right at the bottom of the break. That's where I got it. And then we paid 35 cents, which was right in here somewhere. Yeah, right here. And yeah, even though it came up to VWAP, but like I said, I was anticipating Friday being a big drop, and the options went, 35 cents to 10 cents. It didn't drop that much. It only dropped like 20, 25 cents, which is no big deal. I had others that dropped quite a bit more that lost like 50% of the value, but I was risking it for the biscuit. I was really anticipating, really rooting for that Friday drop, and it did. And that was for BABA, and I played BABA the same way as I did Netflix and NVDA, and I did the same thing with BA. Now BA was a real massive play, but I was not expecting the news, and that just played in the favor. And we got, like I said, the same thing. I was anticipating Friday being red. We got BA 362 puts at 1157. 1157 is right about here on the left, and we got it 1157 right in here for 46 cents. Yeah, right in here somewhere. And like I said, same thing as the other three plays, holding for Friday, and it came down. It was going down. Everything was looking good. Then the news dropped about BA, and it dumped big time. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that the 46-cent puts we got, the puts we got for 46 cents went to 18.75. That's 4,000%. That's just crazy. And as you can see, that this is where I'm getting the timestamp from. 1157 BA, 46 cents. And the next one was Johnson & Johnson. Now, this one I was familiar with. We got this on Friday. They had an asbestos issue back a while ago, and when they did, Johnson & Johnson just dumped big time. But I wanted to make sure that it wasn't the same news being recycled. Sometimes news gets recycled, and I don't want to, go in thinking it's recycled. So I had to verify that it was actually legitimate new news, and it was. And that's when I decided to jump in the 133 puts at 55 cents at 932, and I got in almost immediately. Right in here. Where was it? I have the 33 puts. Yeah, we got in here somewhere. Oh, I got the wrong one. That's why it's okay. I was wondering why the prices didn't look right. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Sorry about that. I had the wrong expiration date. It was on the 25th for this Friday, but this is the 18th last Friday. But yeah, we got in here at 55. This is where we got in right here. And I had a feeling, okay, the last asbestos news, it dumped a lot, so I figured this would do the same thing. I jumped in with that, and it just kept dropping, and it went from 55 cents to 350 for a 500% gain, and the news just played out good. And like I said, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't a rehash of news, because sometimes that happens, and then you get caught, and I didn't that time. And the next trade, the last trade, well, not the last trade, but the other trade that was a good winner was ROKU. And this one, I didn't feel too confident about because I chased it. And so we got 1055, we got the ROKU 130 puts at 38 cents. Now, I had so many puts going. I was kind of skeptical about this. I was like, oh, I get the wrong expiration date on this one too. I got to change that. This is the 25th. Let's make it the 18th. There we go. And like I said, I had so many puts going, so many open positions, and so much going on. I'm just like, okay, I don't want to know if I want to push my luck. I'm having a great day. And so I was like, oh, screw it. I'll chase it. So I chased it. I shouldn't have, but I did. 10.55, which was right here. Some reason I chased it there, which was very dumb of me, but I just said, the hell with it. I'm going to go for it. And I did. And we got, what, 38 cents, which was right here. Yeah. Right in here is where we got in. And it went all the way to $5. And Roku bear flagged here and just dropped more. And I couldn't believe it. I really thought I was gonna lose on Roku because it was down quite a bit already. I mean, when I got in, it was down already $5. But these red days, the red days can be really, really deep red days. I mean, they can go down $10, and range doesn't matter on red days. They can just bleed like crazy. And I was already down $5, and I was worried that I was going to lose this because I chased it. So but I was up so much on the other stop that I was like, screw it, let's do it. And that's what I did, and it ended up being 1,000% winner. So that call was really good. Now the only loss I had on Friday and Thursday was Amazon. I don't have that up, but I'll show it to you really quick, and I'll show you why I picked this. And Amazon was down quite a bit too. Now, I got Amazon right here on the left. This is where I got it at 235. Well, the reason I got it was breaking down this little, symmetrical triangle, and I thought she was going to dump down a lower day, and it didn't. It popped back up, and it came back down. Now, if I timed it better, I think that even when I got in, I alerted it at 235 at 55 cents. I mean, I was at one point it was up to almost $1. I mean, I could have taken $1 and I wouldn't even had the loss. I wouldn't even been a loss because technically it wasn't a loss if I sold, but I didn't sell it because I was greedy. I had such a great day, and I thought, okay, that I saw that the 1755 puts were $5. About $8 away, and they're 55 cents. I was thinking how cheap they were, and if this thing dumped, they'd be in the money in a flash. So I was like, I'll take the chance. I'll go YOLO with it. So I did, and it bumped back up. Then it came back down at the last 15 minutes of the day. But if I timed it and got the 1765 or the 1760 puts, that would have been a much better winner than grabbing the 1755. But like I said, I grabbed it back here within the triangle, thinking it was going to break down here, and it didn't. It pop up, then dump. So I timed that bad, but that was my only loss. Like I said, I mean, it's lost because I held it and I got greedy, but technically if I sold it at $1 at 100% like I usually do, I wouldn't have been a loss. But oh well, that's what happens when you get greedy. You get greedy, you lose. So that's why I always say in the room, don't get greedy. And that is what happened the last 2 days. If you're not in the Discord room, make sure that the link will be in the description to sign up, get in. The room is free, and hopefully next week will be another great week. And that wraps up the recap for today. Thanks.